how are you? So,
Awesome.
yes.
Yes, if you would like to win a prize.
You know what a really good prize we
Tell me,
guys should do?
Because if you win, you know we can.
You should. It should be like, congratulations, you won 5 hours at Carnival to volunteer.
I
That's a
was,
great
I
prize.
was thinking we should say that you're on the board.
Yeah, you
This is
win
what you
a
win.
spot on the board.
Last year's prize was quite good. I would vote for
Was it the
that.
iPad?
An iPad.
Yeah. Yeah. No, Parkinson's.
Nobody wants
No,
that
because the one that
spot.
won it
Even-
had like a Suburban.
Even Mr. Gillette.
And it wouldn't
It's
fit
so
in there.
small.
Because
And
that
it
parking
wouldn't fit in
spot's
there.
ridiculous.
Yeah.
You need a better one.
So we
Yeah.
need to make a bigger spot for the
Parking spot. I think it
I'm
could be
also,
like
those
I'm also
ones
afraid of that
around,
tree.
like the first
One
one
day I
around
can
the
see
corner
that
facing
going
towards-
down.
Oh, I thought of that too.
It should be like a drop off, like somewhere there's gotta be like the best drop off spot that just says, like the line, you know,
Right.
reserved. And then
for
you,
the PTO
you
winner.
pull in right there.
They get to use the bus
Some
lane.
cones.
Cookies, coffee, donuts.
All right.
Coffee.
Chrissy, why you look so confused?
the pen isn't right.
Oh. Here.
Can I have mine?
Okay.
I don't even know, there's more pins right here. Okay, well, I think we can go ahead and get started at 6:36. So we're gonna let Principal G talk first.
Well, thank you for that, and thanks for being here, obviously. There's a lot of stuff going on right now. Some of it you may or may not have gotten wind of. We try to communicate that stuff in that Sunday message and whatnot, but we're right in what I would call the thick of interviewing and hiring season. As you know, we have a lot of positions that we need to fill this year. We're replacing honors, a new resource teacher, 4th grade, 5th grade, and 6th grade teachers. So we're going to have quite a bit of change, and we're also interviewing for a half-time computer person at this time. So there's a lot of stuff going on. Right now, I can tell you unequivocally, we are having a great go at it. It's been very successful. We have been able to attract very strong teachers thus far. I've pretty much filled up the 4th grade position right now, feeling really great about that. And we have interviews tomorrow for 5th grade, and I feel good about that as well. So right now, things are looking really good on that front, and it's really, really important for any principal when you get to hire new people, because you know it's going to be part of your legacy moving forward. And so it's something that I'm taking very seriously, and I feel really good about where we're at right now. So that should be a marked improvement for our students, you know, their experience moving forward. And I know that there have been some unique challenges with turnover in some key positions. And so hopefully we can find people that can grow with us here in the community. So that's going really well. We also had a lot of staffing changes, right, which necessitated some of these vacancies. People retiring, and one of the things that I think about, and I'm new to this, you know, in this area, but you know, thinking about doing something really nice for Mrs. Plaza or Ms. Hannon. You know, when I think about losing Mrs. Plaza, I almost want to cry. Like I begged her and begged her and begged her not to go, but you know, she decided to do that. And it's going to be really hard to replace someone like that. It'd be awesome to maybe kind of think about ways that we can celebrate their time here at Boulder Creek, because I know that they've spent a lot of years at the school.
Can I ask you, with the part-time computer teacher,
Mhm.
is that the extras at the last gather with Gillette thing you had, you said you've gotten, is that position? Or?
That is that
Okay.
position, yeah, that's a great question. I sent out a survey to the community to kind of get ideas on what they thought would be a good fit. And that actually, a parent suggested that to me right away, and I didn't really think much about it. And then as I started thinking more about it, it's a phenomenal way, and the way that I'm thinking about using it is specifically to target the younger students. So like, pre-K, kinder, first, second, and third. What I would like is for them to be very versed in navigating the computer system as they get to third grade and have to take these big statewide assessments, that they're versed in navigating how that goes. So that's my hope anyways for that. But it can only serve half the student population, and so that's kind of what we're thinking about doing with that for now. Along the lines of staffing, as you know, we've had several teachers that have moved to different grade levels. That was very intentional on my part. It serves a lot of purposes for me. I'm an adamant believer in, looping, which is commonly called, and that is, it brings with it additional benefits if you can identify the right person to go ahead and do that. I think it's going to be a good thing from our community. My goal is to not ever rest on our laurels, but to find a way to maximize the student outcomes. And I think doing this gives us a great opportunity to do that moving forward. It is just the beginning, and we have lots of processing to do inside the building with teachers, teacher leaders, staff leadership about how we're going to look at that moving forward. For me, data will kind of tell a story of how valid that was. And so this time next year, when we're sitting back and we're looking at how students are performing on district benchmark assessment, AZ merit, and things like that, it will be really key to kind of take a look at whether or not we've had some incremental success, which I imagine that we will. There's a lot of issues that, questions that come from that. And, I'm sure that stuff will come up at the coffee tomorrow, planning on addressing it and answering questions there as well. But it's been a real good thing all around. It's also given me the opportunity to kind of put strong individuals at all across the board and kind of spread our wealth a little bit. And so I really am glad with how things kind of shook out on that front. So keep in mind, anything that we can do for the retiring teachers, I think I would greatly appreciate if you guys had any ideas on that. What else? Oh, with the movement, teachers are going to be relocating, and some of them may reach out to you to ask if there's ways that you can support them, like revamping their library or getting books or certain things like that. That would go a long ways in kind of helping some of this transition. But that's up to you guys. I think it would be a good thing, especially if it's something that the community appreciates, because my hope is to grow it to something better in years to come. What else? Oh, there's been a lot of illness, and in our building we've had teachers out, we've had lots of students out. We have been working with the district to get some people in here to do what they call a deep cleaning. And we thought that had already happened. Apparently they didn't. We had to call back out and have them come out again. So hopefully we get all these surfaces wiped down and make sure that we're doing everything that we can do to keep the students, in school. But this last week was pretty rough on a lot of our folks, including staff members. And I think we've turned a corner today. Today was much better from an attendance standpoint. We still had a couple of teachers out, and I think tomorrow we'll be closer to full strength. But just know, we've been working with the district to make sure that we do everything we can do to get them to actually clean out everything thoroughly.
And 2 of my kids have been sick,
All right.
so.
It's been.
2 days last week and then 2 days.
We
this week.
reached, yeah,
And it's weird, it's like, it's not strep, it's not the flu, it's a low fever and a cough and a runny nose, so
Yeah.
a cold virus of some kind, but.
We reached out to Maricopa County, of course, because, in this day and age with all the stuff that's going on with Corona, like the first thing you think is like, okay, we gotta make sure we're good. And, they contacted us, they kind of looked at what our numbers were and the symptoms and who were out. And they came back with us and said it could be possible, some type of, norovirus or some little bug or stomach bug or something like that. And so that's when we immediately contacted the district and said, can you send out some people to do a deep cleaning? And so we've been working on that the teachers have been doing it, but I've also been asking for the people, ADM, who does their cleaning after school to come out and do some
And it's
work.
hard too, because there's no supplies.
Right.
The supplies are all out.
It's pretty crazy what it
Yeah.
is. I'm just happy that right now we're not dealing with that other stuff.
Yeah.
And it's just, normal run-of-the-mill bugs and things like that.
I work at a children's hospital and we're seeing, like, I've worked there for years and this year's been horrible with multiple viruses at the same, that kids are working on at the same time.
Yeah.
So it's all over for sure.
I don't know if that makes me feel better.
I
It
know.
kind of makes me feel
Makes you
better.
wanna wash
but-
your hands.
Yeah.
I wanted it to be strep
Right.
or the flu, so that I could,
Right.
you know, you
Yeah.
can take this medicine, and then I'm like, I don't know what, okay, we'll just, we'll run it out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I mean, basically, the state of the school is from a staffing and personnel standpoint, I think is really strong. And it is gonna be markedly improved. And I'm very excited about that moving forward. So, if you guys are around for the coffee and have other questions on some of those other topics, feel free to swing by and do that. So that's all I have for you.
All right.
Yeah.
Any questions for Mr. G?
Yes.
Hi, I have one, and we're new to the district, so I very much own that. I have a third grader and a fifth grader, and so the third grade has a really exciting field trip coming up. I was actually really floored at the cost for that field trip. And I was wondering what the plan is for students that can't afford that field trip. You know, is it that parents can pitch in for some of those kids, because it is a lot?
That's not even necessary, right? And I think Randy knows this as well, but you can go ahead.
So the PTO board will give scholarships for people who are having hardships. So whoever it is would just need to submit it to their teacher and they'll forward it on to us.
Okay,
That's one of the things that, our fundraising does is provide scholarships for the kids, the students.
that's
And it's
awesome.
anonymous too, so
Right,
we don't
right.
ever find out on our end who the family is, nothing, who the student, we just.
I don't know if again, being
You don't
new,
know that.
I don't know
Sure.
if parents know that. And so like my husband and I were just talking, I'm like, what about all of the kiddos that can't go? What is the plan for them? So I don't know if